If you are on a cruise going to Bonaire Port, get off the boat. And these are 10 things not to do when you are at Bonaire Cruise Port, starting with one that might be a little bit controversial, but do not rent a golf cart. And there's a couple reasons why.
One, it's expensive.
It's like $100 to rent a golf cart. You can rent a truck for like $30. You can see rental prices in the description below. Or even better, go rent like a dune buggy or an ATV or a scooter. Oh, so fun. There are better ways to see the island, but from a golf cart, not only is it slow, and you really need to go south to see the salt pier, to see the salt flats, to see the big salt mountains. Like, you gotta go south, see all the beautiful things. And in a golf cart, it will take you forever to do that.
Okay, not forever, but slow and expensive.
The next one, also maybe controversial. I would vote don't actually go to Klein Bonaire. But if you're new here, yo, I'm Christine Lozada with Where in the World is CL, and I make travel videos every week to help you get up, get out, and go travel. So if you like to travel, consider subscribing. I love Bonaire. I just spent my 3rd year on the island. Oh, I go every year. I love traveling there. Tons of YouTube videos, tons of blog posts, Instagram guide, all the things in the description below. Klein Bonaire is beautiful, and what draws a lot of people to this island is that there's nothing there. But why would you pay normally $25 per person to take a water taxi over to go to a place where there's nothing when you can go find beautiful, secluded, like remote beaches next to amazing beach clubs, bars, restaurants, just on the island? Like you may as well just do that, but with more options and a lot more comfort. When you're on Klein Bonaire, like you are in the sun, and there's nowhere to hide. Whereas you have options of other things you can do if you just stay on the island. Obviously, Klein Bonaire is beautiful, and
I guess you should go if you really want to, but I wouldn't do it.
you know where you should go instead? Sorbonne, which kind of ties back to the whole don't get a golf cart thing. If you go to Sorbonne with Loch Bay, this is on the other side of the island. You have to go through the middle. Driving this in a golf cart would suck. There's nothing to look at. You kind of just want to blast this road full speed, get to the other side. From downtown, it should only take you like 9-10 minutes to get over there. But in a golf cart, it would be an affair, in my opinion. But go to Sorbonne if you are looking for turquoise, blue, clear water, beautiful, beautiful water as far as the eye can see. And you can literally walk in Sorbonne for like over 20 minutes and still be in waist deep water on perfect sand with like no rocks, no urchins, no things. Like, it's just so beautiful to go hang out at that beach. So in my opinion, skip Klein Bonaire, go to Sorbonne instead. Like I was saying, if you're done with the water and the secluded beach, go to the beach club. You can hang out at Hangout Beach Bar inside of Jibe City, or you can go to the beach club that's at and or attached to Sebastian's at their Sorbonne location. Fantastic options to eat, drink, really nice champagne, all the things. And you can go, have your moment of complete seclusion. Swim out, or rent a kayak, or take a windsurfing lesson for an hour. I love Caesar and Sure, those guys are amazing. Or Franz Paradise. Giovanni and all those guys, they'll take care of you. Oh, bring a snorkel. Check out the snorkeling video I have of top places to snorkel on the island. Eat at Caribe. All right, I'm getting off track. There's a lot of things you can do, but definitely go over to Sorbonne.
Skip Klein Bonaire.
The next thing not to do, don't think that Bonaire is just a scuba diving island. Do snorkel. You can rent a snorkel and go with snorkeling tours. Links in the description below if you want to do an actual tour. But my highly recommended places to snorkel are at Salt Pier. You can go to 1,000 steps. It's kind of a trek to go up north, especially if you're coming from a cruise port. If you're already in Sorbonne, fantastic. Jump in the water and snorkel over there. These are all great options. Or right in downtown, go to Something Special. If you want more info on snorkeling, check the info in the description or watch the other YouTube video. There's tons of info available to you, but don't think you have to scuba dive on this island. Do snorkel. Ooh, that makes me think of a bonus one. Don't think if you are a scuba diver that your only option is shore diving. Oh, my absolute favorite dive on this city is Turtle City. I saw 57 turtles in 57 minutes, and Fungi Reef. And these are off the East Coast with Bonaire East Coast Diving. Fred, Sid, those guys will take care of you. Phenomenal boat dive. If you are a diver, consider trying to get on their afternoon dive. My guess is you'll park in the morning and then you can make the 1 tank afternoon dive. Info in the description below, and Fred might hook you up with a discount if you check that info in there and use that promo code. The next thing not to do, don't be afraid of the distance of going land sailing, and don't take a look at the picture of like, what the heck is this cart with a sail, and be like, I don't know what that is, I don't know how to do it. Do it. We adventured so hard. I spent 9 days on the island with Meatball, and this was his #1 favorite thing he did. I love block art. Land sailing, imagine this, a go-kart with the wind as your power. It has a sail attached to it. Fantastic for all ages. If you have a young child, you can be in a 2-person cart, or they can just ride on their own. I've seen elderly people there. It is fantastic. You can choose how fast you go. You pull on the rope to be able to tighten the sail, and that will determine how fast you move around the course. But it's a totally different, unique, and really fun experience that's different than regular go-karting. The other thing, Andrew is a pro. Donna and Andrew own Land Sailing Adventures, and he's a professional racer. And when he teaches you how to do it, they make it really easy, and it's so fun. Head over there from the downtown port area. It should only take around 15 minutes or so. And once you're there, spend an hour racing around. And actually, one thing to consider, you'll be close to Rincon, which is where a lot of the locals are at, and a lot of the local experiences, including the distillery. Info on all of that in the description below. But one thing not to do, don't be afraid of heading over to that part of the island, and don't think it's gonna be this difficult thing you can't figure out. Literally in 5 to 10 minutes after instruction, you will be on your way. I'm literally screaming as I'm going around the corners because it's so much fun, but don't miss land sailing. This next one is counterintuitive, because usually like what's in the port area is generally the worst things on the entire island in my experience of cruising. But that ain't the case for Bonaire. I didn't even cruise here. I flew in and spent on this trip a very short 9 days here, and I was constantly driving to the port area to eat at the restaurants down there. A few of my favorites, C'est La Vie, oh my gosh. Do not miss this restaurant. It is a man from Portugal that's here, and he does everything gourmet and himself. And every day there is a different menu written. You literally have to get up from your table and go look at the menu. And he has just so many beautiful dishes that he prepares with so much love and care. But C'est La Vie is a must. That's a great one for lunch or dinner. Love that spot. Carol's, such a vibe right there on the downtown area. They have the long dock that you can sit on to enjoy the views. They have some tasty food, tasty drinks, beautiful views. Love Carol's. A few things that recently opened. Number 10, if you are hot, like you're like, this Bonaire heat, because Bonaire heat is like for real. And you're like, if you're like, this Bonaire heat ain't working for me, number 10 is air conditioned. Fantastic. Not only that, it's a vibe inside. Great for coffees. They also have juices and some alcoholic drinks as well, but great for breakfast foods. They're open for breakfast and lunch only. Same thing with Bagel and Bloom, another indoor one with options for outdoor seating. An indoor one in which you can get something really fantastic to eat with some coffee, also air conditioned. But the downtown area has a lot of great restaurants, so don't just skip over the restaurants in downtown near the cruise port. This next one is don't just eat downtown. There's a few things logistically so close to the cruise port that I love. So I talked about Sebastian, their location in Sorbonne in Lock Bay. Go to Sebastian's in their downtown location. This is their OG location. They've been there for a long time. They know what they're doing. But this year they did something new, which is they built a dock area. And what's cool, like the thing about Bonaire, you must make reservations everywhere. Make a reservation. So that means you could sit at one of the tables next to the nets Not only do they have stairs where you can go down into the water, so wear your bathing suit and go into the water because you should, but we can relax on the nets, which is super cool. I climbed out on there, which was really fun. But Sebastian is fantastic for eating out at. Ooh, I have another one that's kind of relatively close. If you drive another 5 minutes south from Sebastian, you'll hit a super vibey beach club. The beach, such a good spot, especially if you're coming from port and you're like, oh, I want some drinks, I want a day bed, and I also want access to the ocean. What I love about the beach is that you can go down the stairs directly into the water. You could even bring a snorkel. There's plenty of things down there, and there's a dive site just on the other, well, the entire island is a dive site. The beach is fantastic for drinks. Honestly, their food's so-so. I prefer the beach club Oasis, which is even further down. So maybe from the cruise port, maybe it's a total of 12 minutes drive south to get to Ocean Oasis. This is your vibey, fantastic cabanas, day beds, great food, great drink list. The only challenge or downside of Ocean Oasis, you can absolutely get in the water, but it's not as easy to get into the water as it is at the beach. And so if you're wanting to go into the ocean, I recommend the beach. If you're looking for more of like, I definitely want to eat good food and have a super vibey, potentially party atmosphere with a lot of friends around and stuff, go to Ocean Oasis. But basically, don't just eat in the cruise port area, although you have good options. Do venture out. There's so many good options, which, by the way, if you gain some value out of this video, cheers that like button, consider subscribing. I think you can tell I freaking love Bonaire. It's one of my favorite places to travel. Oh my goodness, so many helpful resources in the description, including, if you come and just stay here, a helpful pack list specific for this item. You can download that for free and print it out for your trip. Love being a smart traveler. If you have a helpful tip, add it in the comments. We're all a community. Even though I've been here a bunch of times, I'm discovering new things all the time. The island is changing and seriously under construction. So lots of new things are popping up. All right, let's talk about the next one, which is, and I'm gonna be totally honest, I love cruising, but a lot of times when I get out at the cruise port, I'm automatically annoyed. I'm like, I know they're all gonna like put the trinkets in front of my face and like, oh, tour, and like, you know what I mean? It's like overwhelming. It's like you don't even wanna get up, and I'll be honest, I don't always get off the boat at some ports, but Bonaire's not like that. Yo, the vibe here is just different. The shopping downtown, there's great shops downtown. It's not cheesy trinkets and stuff. It's not the people who are shoving things in your face. And it's not a place, and of course, I'm sure there's a possibility you could get scammed, but it's not that kind of a port. It's just not. You should be ashamed of yourself if you don't get off the boat in Bonaire. Like, it is a must. It's a fantastic place. It's very welcoming, and the locals here are fantastic. So many of them are Dutch because they're all from the Netherlands, but the actual locals as well on the island, and the Papiamento people are also super fantastic, and everyone speaks English, which is also fantastic. Get off the boat. Don't think it's a place where all the shopping is gonna be like people shoving trinkets in your face. It's not like that. There is nice shopping downtown, so consider taking the short stroll. My guess is to walk through that downtown area in the heat, walking at 0.04 miles per hour would probably take you like 10 minutes. This next one, do not see the donkeys at the donkey sanctuary if you have quad. So if you go get an ATV or a buggy or something like that, in a scooter, yes, in a truck, yes, in a car, yes, you can go visit the donkeys. But because the sound of quads bothers the donkeys, don't make the mistake I did, which is trying to go there in one of those. So, donkey sanctuary, super cool. Just south of the airport going towards Sorbonne. Probably from the cruise port would be like a 10-minute or less drive. But if you have kids, this is a great one. It's a great one because when you go to the donkey sanctuary, you can buy like the food that they give the donkeys is different all the time, but basically something to feed the donkeys. And you literally have like dozens, if not 100 of them all around your vehicle, like wanting to be fed. If you go on a scooter, they will gnaw They will bite on your on your rear view mirrors. Like, they're so cute. It's really fun. So if you have a kid, that could be a really cute one to go check out. But do not go to the donkey sanctuary in a quad because they won't let you in. Oh, but you can walk in, I guess. But it's more fun if you drive around, feed them, and then go to the observation tower. That's where it's at. One of the last things not to do, which is one of my favorite reasons as to why it's so easy to travel to Bonaire. Don't think you need to speak another language. Everyone speaks English here. Don't think you need to go get a foreign currency, or if you spend your dollars, you're gonna get it back in a foreign currency. No, you use US dollars here. Not only that, don't think it has to be cash. You can pay with credit card everywhere. It's so easy to get around. And don't think you need to change time zones either. They're on the East Coast time zone. It just makes it so easy to go to Bonaire. If anything, don't just come here on a cruise ship. Plan a trip to Bonaire. 9 days is not enough, in my opinion. My trip prior to that was longer. It was like 2 weeks or so, which is better, but still not enough time. More info in the description below. Tons of videos, blog posts, and more. Add your comments below. Let me know when you're going. I'd love to know. I'm Christine Lozada. If you got some value out of this video, cheers that like button. Consider subscribing. This is my favorite island, and I'll see you in the next adventure. Ciao.